Here is the enriched, high-value expansion of the provided content. 24. Variant configuration and batch management. This section deals with complex product behavior and controlled inventory selection. It is the domain where SAP SD moves away from selling standard boxes and starts supporting customized engineering and quality-sensitive logistics. Most consultants fear these topics because they look technical. They require understanding object dependencies, logic code, and classification systems. They involve or PP integration. You cannot do variant configuration, VC, without understanding production, and you cannot do batch management without understanding inventory management. Mistakes are hard to fix. Once a configured material is produced or a batch is shipped, you cannot simply reverse the logic. The physical product exists. Senior SD consultants, however, understand them conceptually and control them functionally. They know that without these tools, industries like automotive, pharma, and high-tech cannot run on SAP Variant Configuration VC. Variant configuration allows selling configurable products where the final product is defined at the moment of the sales order, not in advance. Instead of creating 1 million material codes for every possible combination of a car, red or blue, leather or cloth, manual or auto, you create one configurable material and let the customer build their own. Typical examples: machinery, pumps with different motors, seals, and flanges. Automobiles, the classic build your car online configurator. Furniture, sofas with different fabrics and leg finishes. Modular services, IT support contracts. Gold or silver, 24x7 via S9 T05. Create characteristics, CT04. Characteristics are the DNA of the configuration. They define what can vary. Examples: color, red, blue, black. Voltage, 110 volts, 22 OV. Upholstery, leather, fabric. Each characteristic has data type, character, text, numeric, dimensions, date, or currency. Allowed values, a strict list to prevent users from typing pink if we don't sell pink. Value assignment, single value, pick one, versus multiple value, pick many options. Key insight: greater than characteristics are business questions the customer must answer to build the product. If the customer doesn't care about it, it should NT be a characteristic. Create price characteristics. Not all characteristics affect the price. Example: color might be free, but some definitely do. Price characteristics bridge the gap between engineering and sales. How it works: you create a characteristic. Example: MOTORPOWER. You link it to a reference structure, SDCOM-VKOND. When the user selects high power, the system passes a key to the pricing procedure. Impact feeds pricing procedure. The condition type, example, VA00, reads this key. Drives condition values. If motor equals high power, add $500 surcharge. Senior rule: greater than pricing must react to configuration. Greater than never. Ask the sales rep to manually add a surcharge for gold plating. The system should add it automatically the moment gold is selected. Configurable material, KMAT. The configurable material type KMAT, is a shell. Has no fixed BOM, it has a super BOM containing all possibilities. Has no fixed routing, the manufacturing steps change based on the order. Is defined dynamically, the spec is created when the sales order is saved. SD relevance, the sales order becomes the design document. In standard SD, the sales order just says, send 10 items. In VC, the sales order says, build one item exactly this way. This configuration data, CUOBJ, flows downstream to production, PP, and purchasing, configuration profile, CU41. The configuration profile is the director of the show. It links the material to the engineering logic. It controls the user interface. How does the configuration screen look to the sales representative? Screens, tabs, sequence. BOM explosion. Does the BOM explode in the sales order, set processing, or only in the production order, KMAT processing? Status management. Can you save an incomplete configuration? Usually number without a configuration profile. Greater than variant configuration does not work. The system doesn't know how to present the questions to the user. Dependencies, object dependencies. Dependencies are the logic engine that prevents chaos. They enforce engineering and business rules. Types of dependencies. 1. Precondition hides options. If model equals economy, hide leather seats. 2. Selection condition selects BOM components. If engine equals V8, select part number 123 to 456. 3. Procedure sets values automatically. If region equals UK, set voltage equals 220 volts automatically. 4. Constraint hard validation. Voltage 110 volts is not allowed with industrial motor. Senior insight, greater than dependencies prevent invalid orders. Greater than. They stop a sales representative from selling a car with a sunroof and a convertible top at the same time. This saves the factory from receiving an impossible order. Variant pricing, VA00. Variant pricing allows the price to float based on complexity. Mechanics, base price, PR00. Cost of the basic model. Variant conditions, VA00. Surcharges and discounts derived from characteristics. Process. 1. User selects 32 GB RAM. 2. Dependency sets variant key RAM32. 3. Pricing procedure looks for condition record for RAM32. 4. Adds $100 to the net value. Wrong variant pricing causes margin erosion, selling complex products at the base price. Customer disputes. Why did the price jump? Transparency is key. Rework finance manually calculating invoices because the system failed. Super BOM. The Super BOM is the kitchen sink. It contains every possible component that could be used in any version of the product. Structure, item 10. Chassis, always used. Item 20, V6 engine, selection condition, if V6. Item 30, V8 engine, selection condition, if V8. Item 40, US power cord, selection condition, if US. Item 50, EU power cord, selection condition, if EU. At runtime, the system reads the configuration from the sales order and filters the Super BOM to create the specific order BOM for manufacturing. SD impact. If the selection logic is wrong, the customer orders a V8 engine, but the factory builds a V6. Batch management. Batch management controls which specific stock is delivered, not just which material code. It adds a layer of granularity to inventory. Used when quality matters, steel rolls with specific tensile strength. Expiry matters, milk, vaccines, chemicals. Traceability is required, which customers received the tainted peanut butter. Recall management. Common industries, pharma, food and beverage, chemicals, life sciences. Batch determination, condition technique. Just like pricing and output, batch determination uses the condition technique. It doesn't just grab the first box on the shelf. It searches for the best box based on rules. Structure, condition tables. Define the key, example. Customer plus material. Access sequence, search strategy. Search strategy type, the rules engine. Selection criteria, the filter. Find batches where expiry date greater than today plus 90 days. Find batches where country of origin equals USA. Find batches where viscosity greater than 50. Senior insight. Greater than batch determination is pricing logic for inventory selection. Instead of finding a dollar value, it finds a list of eligible batch IDs. Batch search procedure allocation and activation. The search procedure must be assigned to the business context to work. Where sales documents to simulate batch determination during order entry, rarely used for hard allocation. Delivery documents, item category. This is where it matters. When the delivery is created or picking happens, the system triggers the search. Configuration, transaction, OSHI, batch management customizing. Assign search procedure to sales area plus document type. Automatic batch determination and SD. This feature automates the warehouse decision. Benefits. Correct batch selected. No human error in picking. FIFO, or FEFO enforced. The system forces the warehouse to ship the old stock first, reducing spoilage write-offs. Speed. Instant allocation of stock. Critical for compliance. Ensuring a customer who requires grade A material never receives grade B, even if both are in stock. Selection classes. Selection classes use the classification system CACL. How it works. 1. You classify your batches. Example. Batch A, color equals dark, expiry equals 2025. 2. You define a selection class in the search strategy. 3. The strategy says, only look for batches that match the characteristics in the selection class. Example. Customer Walmart requires greater than 6 months shelf life. Selection class has a formula, SLED greater than current date plus 180 days. The system filters out all batches expiring sooner. Sort rules, FIFO or LIFO, or FEFO. Once the system finds 10 valid batches, which one does it pick first? Sort rules. FIFO, first in, first out. Pick the batch received earliest. Standard for non-perishables. LIFO, last in, first out. Pick the newest batch. Rare, specific costing models. FEFO, first expiry, first out. Pick the batch that expires soonest. Mandatory for food or pharma. Consequence of wrong rule, greater than financial loss. If you ship fresh milk, expiry 2 weeks. Before old milk, expiry 2 days. The old milk will rot in your warehouse. Shelf life expiration date. SLED. The SLED check is the final gatekeeper. Controls. Minimum remaining shelf life. Stored in the customer master or material master. Logic. If the customer demands 30 days of shelf life, and the batch only has 29 days left, the system refuses to pick it. Legal risk. Shipping expired goods is not just bad service in industries like pharma, it is a crime. The SLED check is the systemic shield against this liability. Message controls. This defines the system's strictness. Settings. Warning. Batch is expiring soon. User can ignore. Error. Batch is expiring soon. User is blocked. Senior rule. Greater than compliance rule should block, not warn. Greater than. Greater than users ignore warnings during rush hour. If it's a safety or quality rule, make it a hard error. Real project scenarios. Scenario 1. Configurable machine. Pump manufacturing. Process. Sales rep configures a pump. Select seawater seal. VC impact. Dependency selects the titanium seal in the BOM. Pricing impact. Variant condition adds $2,000 for titanium. Outcome. Accurate price. Accurate build instructions. Scenario 2. Pharma product. Vaccines. Process. Delivery created for a hospital. Batch strategy. FEFO. First expiry, first out. Filter. Must meet potency, greater than 98%. Outcome. System auto-picks the batch expiring soonest that meets the high potency requirement. Scenario 3. FMCG. Chocolate. Process. Delivery to a supermarket. Rule. Customer refuses stock with 50% shelf life remaining. Outcome. Batch determination filters out old stock, even if it hasn't expired yet, to avoid returns penalties. Common real project failures. 1. Invalid configurations allowed. Poor dependencies allow users to build impossible products. Example. Conflicting voltages. Stalling production. 2. Wrong variant price. The price characteristic linkage is broken, so the company gives away features for free. 3. Expired batch delivered. Batch determination was not activated, or the sort rule was wrong, FIFO instead of FEFO. 4. Batch splits. Ordering 100 units but getting 50 from batch A and 50 from batch B. If the customer requires a single lot, this must be restricted in configuration. 5. Performance issues over complex superbombs and dependencies slow down the sales order entry screen, VA01 to a crawl. How senior consultants handle this area. 1. Understand business variability. Don't just ask, what do you sell? Ask what varies and what you sell. 2. Keep configuration rules minimal. Complexity kills maintainability. Use table dependencies instead of hard-coding logic in dependencies. 3. Enforce compliance strictly. Use hard blocks for SLED and incompatible configurations. 4. Test edge cases. What happens if I select the weirdest possible combination of car parts? Does the BOM explode correctly? 5. Document rules clearly. VC logic is invisible code. If you don't document it, the next consultant will break it. Mental model to lock in. Variant configuration answers, greater than what exactly is the customer buying. Greater than. Greater than it defines the specification. Batch management answers. Greater than which exact physical stock fulfills it. Greater than. Greater than it defines the instance. Final perspective. This section supports complex products and regulated inventory. Done right, custom products scale, mass customization. Compliance is automatic. SLED or FEFO. Errors are prevented before the order hits the floor. Done wrong. Orders become invalid. Production cannot build them. Deliveries fail. Warehouse cannot pick them. Legal risk increases. Expired goods shipped. Senior SD consultants are not afraid of VC and batch management. They view them as the tools that allow SAP to handle reality, not just theory. Say next when ready.